Here in studio, we welcome Sinijlawi, Fatah activist from Jerusalem and chairman from the Jerusalem Development Fund. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
We want to hear your perspective because this breakout has clearly caught Israeli authorities off guard. Your reaction when you first heard that 6 people who were held in prison as terrorists in the eyes of Israel are on the run?
Well, first of all, no Israeli and Palestinian will agree on anything that is related to prisoners. We will always disagree. The bridge between both the Palestinians and Israeli when it comes to the Palestinian prisoners is very big, and it cannot have anything that will come. These people are heroes in front of every single Palestinian, regardless. Even the most dedicated Palestinian security officer who's working very hard on security coordination will not dare to pass any information or play a role in arresting these people, because most of the Palestinian security officers were prisoners at one time. It's a very delicate, a very sensitive issue inside the Palestinian society. If there is something that brings all the Palestinians all together, Hamas, Fatah, pro-Oslo, against Oslo, young, old, woman, everybody, 100% of the Palestinians are in support of the prisoners. And these people are seen as heroes. They are heroes not only because being a prisoner, they are heroes because they have beaten the system. They have freed themselves from a very tough and complicated security arrangement in a prison. They are becoming beloved by everyone. And I think it will be very tough, very tough. Israel will not succeed in reaching to these people. These people will be helped, embraced everywhere they will go inside the Palestinian societies. And I think it will be a very serious mistake if Israel assassinate or kill any of them, because this will be extrajudicial assassination and killing. What's their threat? They have escaped from a prison. It's to blame the authorities who have been there, but not to let them pay by their lives on this. This is really something that will escalate the situation. It will create a chaos. It will create another intifada if really Israel dares in executing any of them.
I want to agree with you. You're absolutely right that Israelis and Palestinians are not going to agree on how you describe these people. They would be described, as you have said, the community is saying heroes. Nonetheless, within Israel, they would be regarded as terrorists. On that, I think people across the region would agree. I want to speak about what would happen if they were caught again. How do you see things unfolding within the Palestinian communities that you are describing right now?
Well, I don't think it will be easy to catch them, because I'll tell you that they will have a lot of welcome and help from everybody. But I think for the Israelis, I have a message. How do Palestinians see things? We see that there is a lot of injustice. If an Palestinian kills an Israeli, the reaction immediately will be assassinating himself. He will receive a bullet and be killed on the spot. If an Israeli kills a Palestinian, sometimes he does not reach to court. This injustice of not giving victims an equal treatment, because a Palestinian victim is no less of a human value than the Israeli victim. So we have a lot of Palestinian victims that have been terrorized, killed by Israeli terrorists, and their people who have the blood on their hands have not been treated equally to those Palestinians who are now serving life sentence in prison.
Or taking Israeli lives or plotting to kill Israeli civilians.
Well, a lot of Palestinian civilians were killed by Israeli civilians, terrorists, and yet their killers are free. The killer of Rabin, the one who assassinated Rabin, is now free. He has married. He got back his life. If the killer of Rabin was a Palestinian, he could have killed on the spot or serving a sentence different in the court. This is injustice. The way Israel justify the treatment of the Palestinian prisoners is injustice because it treats the Palestinians in a different way.
Samir Sinijlawi, I just need to correct you because he isn't free at this point, so I do want to correct you on that point. Thank you very much. We are out of time right now. Samir Sinijlawi, we will all be watching to see how the story unfolds.